All right, please introduce yourself, state your name and DOC number for the record.
Ricky Banks, 111858.
Hi, Ricky. My name is Brennan Kelsey. Along with me is Ms. Wise, and Mr. Roche will be your panel. We'll have a parole interview, ask you some questions. You can respond at the end. You can make a statement. We'll take a vote. You understand the process?
Yes, sir.
And I see Miss Meredith Angelson there, that you speak at the appropriate time. Thank you for being here. Ricky Johnson. We have Sharon Banks, Virginia White, Derek Anderson, Ruby Banks, Russell Banks, Jimmy Handy, Jackie Handy, Freddie Handy, Rakita Miles, Meryl Benowit Mitch, and Latrina Johnson. So you'll be able to speak at the appropriate time. Ricky Banks, DOC number 111858. You're a fourth class offender. Parole eligibility date 8/1/2021. Not eligible for good time, full term life. Distribution of cocaine, habitual offender, simple burglary. Does that sound correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. How old are you, Mr. Banks?
57 years old,
How many years have you been incarcerated on this sentence?
26 years.
And have you been in jail for been in jail for any other time?
Yes, sir.
For what?
Simple burglary, accessory, a credit card, distribution of cocaine.
Okay. So do you have a GED or a high school diploma?
No, sir. I don't have a GED, but I participate in this program,
What kind of programs you've been participating in?
literacy program,
What programs?
literacy program.
Yeah. What have you? Are you still working on that?
No, sir. I was dropped.
Okay. How many have you been taking some classes? What kind of classes have you taken?
I took a cage rage, anger management, 100 hours, STR program, thank for a change, and a two-poker class.
Yeah. What do you currently do there? You're a trustee there?
Yes, sir. Class B trustee.
What's your job?
I'll work at a Hulk cell block order where they feed other inmates in the cell, clean up, whatever needed to be done.
So what got you in the drug game? I mean, you had some issues with the drugs. What, you a user, a seller, or both?
Well, I used to smoke it at one time, but I was selling to make some quick money, make ends meet.
Well, don't you know there's other ways of making ends meet than sell drugs?
Yes, sir, I do. At that time, I couldn't find no job.
That's not a good reason. You can't find a job, so you sell drugs.
I was trying to find one, but at the time I couldn't find one.
What's your plans if you be released? Where you gonna go? What you gonna do?
Plans to go stay with my mother, Ruby Banks in Winsboro, and work with my brother at a car dealership in Monroe.
Yeah, he works at a car dealership in Monroe.
Yes, sir. And I continue to go A&A.
Have you ever had any long-term substance abuse, or just these classes that you see you have? Reentry. You've taken cage rage, thinking for a change, anger management. Have you had any long-term substance abuse?
STR program.
Ever had any been on any like treatment facility? Had anything while you were out, or had anything while you no long term? You've taken some classes. Are you doing NAA right now?
Yes, sir.
You go to NAA how often?
We go every Thursday night.
Thursday night. How long you been going for?
About 2 months.
2 months. Just started going. All right.
Yes, sir.
You're just trying to get into it and get it going. I get you. Tell me, looking at your write-ups, tell me what happened? Looked like you had a disciplinary write up in 2022. That don't make me feel good. Tell me about that.
Well, I was working in the kitchen and I was frying the chicken and I thought I had permission from my supervisor, but it was a misunderstanding. I thought I had asked her, can I get some of the chicken? But she didn't quite hear me. And the major made it around. He seen me frying the chicken. He notified the colonel, and he rolled me up and made me rush tooth for the chicken.
So you were frying some chicken, you said?
Yes, sir. I work in the kitchen. I was frying some chicken.
For yourself?
Yes, sir. But he don't.
You had to pay some restitution.
Yes, sir. I paid restitution for it.
You had 46 overall DBs, it looks like.
Altogether, it's 20. That's over the other years I had did my first job.
Right. Yeah, 46 total. That's correct. So it looks like you've been in jail and out of jail, been revoked before, huh?
Yes, sir.
They hadn't done well on supervision. When you've been out, you hadn't done well on supervision. You've had problems on supervision. Have you? I'm asking you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. And of course, on your rap sheet, you had some pretty bad arrests here. You had, of course, wasn't charged, but had an armed robbery, aggravated kidnapping, simple robbery. Had some marijuana charges, stolen things, second-degree battery. You had indecent behavior with a juvenile, 2 counts. These are all what you were arrested for and all that. So what was going on with y'all during that time?
Well, a simple indecent behavior with a juvenile. I was in as a charge. I went to trial on that, and I was fine. I get on that charge there.
Okay. Well, I'm just asking what was going on with you getting arrested for all of those things. What was going on with you during those times? You used a lot of drugs, drinking.
I was at the time I was thinking, right. I was doing a lot of drinking. I was drinking like every day.
Warden, you got any input for us?
Covered it pretty good, Kelsey. You did have that write up, 22 back a year ago. He just got his Class B trustee here last month, and he continues to work as a janitor and cleaner for us at Camp D.
And he's taking what tell me the classes he's taking you have? I was looking at him.
He just on a board last month got his Min B trustee status.
Okay.
He's been a Min C last earned 9/22 of 20.
Okay.
So he had the Min C 3 years and he just got upgraded to a B.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
Sure.
All right, we'll hear from Derek Anderson. Is Derek here? Or on the phone or somewhere, Derek Anderson?
Mr. Kelsey. And sorry, I think the
Okay, it cut out. Derek Anderson. I was gonna let Derek Anderson make a speak. Is he here around or he not on?
Yeah.
Hadn't been connected. All right. What about Miss Virginia White?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Okay, would you like to go ahead and make a statement for us?
Yes. Good morning. My name is Virginia White, and I'm the client service specialist at the Innocence Project New Orleans. And I've had the opportunity to meet with Mr. Banks several times to prepare for his reentry plan and also in preparation for today. And I just want to take a few minutes just to speak about his transformation. First, I would like to recognize Mr. Banks' good humor, warmth, his peaceful demeanor, humility, and these have all become integral parts of his character. What sets this time he spent in prison apart from prior times is that there's been a profound change in his self-perception. He firmly believes in his ability to achieve his goals through determination and hard work, and he's acutely aware of the value of his future and the steps to take in reaching those future goals. Mr. Banks has demonstrated an exceptional work ethic, commitment to various programs, and unyielding focus on his rehabilitation, even when progress proved to be challenging. And I believe that this resilience is a testament to his determination to evolve and also grow. And it's evident through the several times he's attempted to take the GED, although, he has not passed yet, but he has not given up on that goal. And notably, Mr. Banks has also shown a willingness to participate in sobriety maintenance, despite having maintained his sobriety for an impressive 26 years. We've established direct communication with NELSA, which is the Northeast Louisiana Substance Abuse Program, and they've agreed to tailor their program to his specific needs and will maintain dialogue and communication with Mr. Banks. He also was able to complete their intake assessment, which was involved about up to an hour of time with different questions, just assessing his history and current status. And they determined that a more restrictive or intensive plan was not necessary. And this further affirms his commitment to recovery. I think that another successful piece of his reintegration is the support of his family. He would be going to live with his mother, his children, and also extended family are also there. Despite the length and physical separation, they remained an invaluable piece of support for Mr. Banks over the years, and they will be his plan for housing and support with employment upon his release.
Right,
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry, but I just wanted to close with saying that he embodies the potential for rehabilitation and reintegration, and he also has the direct service support from IPNO Client Services. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. We'll hear from Mr. Ricky Johnson. Is Mr. Ricky Johnson around?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
I just want to say on my father's behalf, when you sit there thinking about giving a second chance, I'm a firm definition of second chance because at one point in time, I was in his shoes. I know that feeling. And, by him being locked up, not being able to be there for me as a father, behind the bars, he was able to sit there and transform into a wonderful father, a son. He showed me how to be able to sit there and go out and work because I also myself had armed robbery charges and all kind of other things, but he showed me it's a different way to sit there and be a better person and not make the mistakes that he made. He showed me how to sit there and be a father and how to sit there and love my family and stuff. He showed me how to go out there and work and show other people, what I'm saying, it's not good to take more, but also go out there and just get it on your own and stuff. He's a good person. And when you're looking at me, what I'm saying, I was able to be afforded that second chance. And I'm a very good person. I'm a good person in my community and stuff. I help out a lot of kids and things of that nature and stuff, and if it had not been for him, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. Like he actually helped motivate me and show me and train me and teach me how to be a man and how to stand up and not go down the same path that he went down. And I know at the end of the day that he's very sorry and remorseful for the things that he did. He didn't have that training and upbringing to sit there and show and guide him that way. But with the time that he has done, there's no doubt in my mind that with the support of his kids, his mother, his sisters, his grandkids, that he can't be a better person. We know that he can be a better person if he's given that second chance, and I'm just hoping and praying that the board see that all the good work that he's did over the time, not just me, but his other kids, he has showed us it's a better way to life. He wasn't physically there, but mentally writing us, talking to us over the phones and stuff, emails and things of that nature. He showed us, it's a better way and don't make the mistakes that he made. And as I said again, I'm a prime example of a person can change if given a second chance.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Banks, would you like to make a statement on your behalf?
I'm sorry, Commissioner Kelsey, Ms. Sharon Banks was also on the list to speak, if that's possible.
Okay, she can make a brief statement.
Okay, my name is Sharon Banks. I'm Ricky Banks' sister-in-law. I just want the board to recognize, I'm sorry, I just want the members of the board, I just want to thank y'all for letting us speak in his behalf today. I met Ricky when he was about 16 or 17. He really wasn't a bad person, but he just made some bad decisions. And he certainly missed out on a lot of stuff, family things, and all that, children being raised and grandchildren he had not seen. And I just want to say that while he's here, he's been staying out of trouble and trying to take all the classes that he can take. And he certainly has the support of the family. It's financially, spiritually, and emotionally, we got his back.
All right.
So we just want the board to also recognize that we know that parole is not a right, it's a gift. And if you allow my brother-in-law to get that gift today, we would certainly appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much for your comment. Now, Mr. Banks, would you like to make a statement?
Yes, sir. Thank you for allowing me to speak. I would like to say I made some poor choices in the past. I have changed a lot in 26 years. 20 years ago, I was alcoholic. I was smoking crack. Since I've been here, I've been sober and better myself, going to church, going to AA meeting, going to STR program to help me stay clean and live a crime-free, drug-free life. If I am released, I know drugs everywhere. You can't run from them, but you can go to program. It will help you stay clean and get help to stay clean and crime-free. Before I came to prison, I didn't care about what I did or my future. Since being here, I learned it's important to work hard, and I can't do it. I learned not only I made poor choices, I miss being with my family, my mother, my kids. I have 4 kids. 3 are here today. When I left, they was at a young age, and if I was to make parole, I want to spend time with them and my family and talk to them and let them know how much I miss them and love them. I want the board to know I take full responsibility for what I did. I want to thank the Innocent Project, Kill, Mary, and Jennifer for the hard work and support they have given me. I really thank y'all. I also family member as well, and parole board for giving me the opportunity to speak. Thank y'all.
All right, would you like to wrap up? Ms.
Yes.
Meredith?
Thank you. Mr. Banks has worked really hard in preparation for today. I think some people may come before the board and speak very easily and extemporaneously. And for Mr. Banks, it's been a journey, but he's really stayed committed to it. We are very proud of the progress that he made and the information about his experiences he was able to share with you today. You've also seen from the other materials that we've submitted that hard work has really been a theme for him. In his years in prison. He was recently honored by the warden at Camp D for his excellent and hard work over many years in the kitchen. He spent years on his basic education. He did attain his literacy diploma. After 3 years, he then pursued his GED for, I think it was a total of 7 years. He took the TABE test many times. Progress was difficult. He stuck with it. He was not deterred by how hard it was to, he kept going. And that commitment to learning has continued through today with his recent programs, including that he now attends the STR substance treatment recovery program 4 times a week. And he's in AA weekly. The facilitators of those programs have written letters to the board just indicating his participation, his intentional engagement, his commitment to self-reflection, even when he may have questions about materials that other people don't have questions about. He asks those questions, and that he carries those lessons with him. So the focus, the commitment, the reliability, including in his recent promotion to Class B, the sobriety that he has exhibited distinguishes him from the person he was when he came to prison 26 years ago. And And just, to speak to your earlier point about his treatment, he's been in control. Based on our conversations, my understanding is that alcohol, was the substance that was of greatest concern for him. That is an addiction that he has been in control of for 26 years, which is, I do think, distinguishes him from many people who come before this board and who have relapsed in prison. That said, he is not resting on that. He has taken programs in preparation for freedom to make sure that he has additional skills to support him in that sobriety through AA and STR, which he does have a number of months left to do, and is committing to working with the Northeast Louisiana Substance Abuse Program, which has already evaluated him. And so he's not just saying, well, I've been doing it, so I'm going to keep doing it. He knows that he wants to have those extra skills as well. You've seen he has great reentry support. And he intends to, structure his life around the family who is present today. And of course, Innocence Project New Orleans very much hopes for the opportunity to continue to work with him in freedom. And we ask that you grant his parole.
All right, thank you. Thank you for your comment. All right, we'll vote. Mr. Banks, a little disappointed about the fact you did get right up, a couple of years ago. That is disappointing after being in there for a while. And I do hear, you have folks saying maybe you need long-term, maybe you don't need long-term, don't think you need long-term treatment. I was kind of the mind that after looking at your stuff, really to deny you, but you do have great family support. You do have a lot of support out there, but I'd be inclined to grant your parole, but I'd want you to go to Steve Hall Intensive Treatment Program for about 9 months. I know you're doing a little there, you're doing a little here, you're doing the NA, this would give you a great opportunity. You want to work hard, there's an opportunity to work hard. You can learn a lot of things there, and that, again, just one vote. My vote would be for you to grant you to the Steve Hall Intensive Substance Abuse Program. After your successful completion, you'd be released to have NAA 3 times a week and a curfew from 9 p to 6 a and maintain full-time employment. Again, I'm just one vote, and that's, I think that, I understand that you've been sober, but you've been in a controlled environment for a long time. I understand that you have started taking some classes, and that's good, but I think this would, this will give you the tools you need to make it out there. So, Mr. Roche.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Banks, good morning. I had to look and see if it was still morning. Good morning. Mr. Banks, I've studied your case for the last 2 or 3 days. You have an extensive criminal history. You've been convicted of 4 felonies. You've been on supervision a number of times, and you've not been successful. The entire legal community, the judge, the DA's office, law enforcement, the sheriff's office, all submitted statements or letters opposed to your early release. And then I see a disciplinary write-up only 13 months ago. If it was 1 month sooner, you would have been taken from the docket, because we have a policy. If you commit a disciplinary write-up, a Class B disciplinary write-up, and it was a Class B write-up, you would have been taken completely from the docket. Based on all the factors I just mentioned, I'm going to deny your request.
All right, Ms. Wise.
Mr. Banks. I am, when I look at your record back in March 2nd of 92, you was in Blue Walters only until March 16th of 1992. That means you didn't complete it, and you never had any kind of long-term treatment. With that being said, and what your son said today, it just really, you shake his hand, because he is the reason why I'm voting in favor of you, because you've done well in parenting your children from where you are. So my vote is to grant, after you complete a long-term substance abuse treatment program, I want you to sit on the front row, pay attention, and continue like you've been doing. Ask questions when you don't understand. Don't let them think you understand and you did, you ask questions. So you won't get kicked out because you know how to, follow the rules. And follow their recommendations after you get through with the program. You have a low Tiger score and you have an overall positive institutional record of late. Best wishes to you, sir.
All right, two
Thank you,
votes,
ma'am.
two votes grant, one to deny. Your parole's been granted to Steve Hall.
No,
Oh, he doesn't? Oh,
it may not be,
Cut the mic.
All right, we just trying to figure out your GED situation. I think Warden Falgout, you might have some information. I think if he can't get the GED, they need a literacy certification saying that he can't get the GED for him to be eligible for a 2-to-1 grant. Is that something you guys do or have, or the literacy department would put that out, or no, or maybe?
He would have to be,
Go ahead.
he would have to be evaluated by the education director,
Okay,
and the education director would submit to offender records or to the liaison for the board, and y'all would get that information directly.
okay.
Question, madam, has that been done?
No, sir, not at this time.
That's something else.
Okay.
So that would where we are on this is that we would have to, if that is the case, and I know this is a step, this is how things are different. If that is the case, then then he would be eligible for a 2-to-1. But if it's not, I mean, I would assume they'll have to, before he can be transferred to Steve Hall and finished up, he'd have to have that recommendation. But as so,
Yes,
sir.
so that process would have to be initiated.
May I clarify? Mr. Banks is here under Act 122, so there was no requirement one way or another. I understand that we're talking about a separate piece, but I want to make sure that would apply. The requirement that there be a literacy, a GED waiver, which I believe has been now removed from every single law piece of piece of parole eligibility, that waiver would still be required, even if it's not required one way or another for him to have appeared before the board. He does have his literacy diploma,
Right.
and he did pursue for many years the GED. We've included the test scores,
Right.
but I don't think he ever was. There was not an evaluation needed to, in terms of a parole appearance. And so that may.
Right. And I know our 2-to-1 on the board here, that's part of our requirements and rules, so I want to be fair with it. I want to, give him that opportunity. And so we'll have to clarify on this. I don't know if he'll be, we'll have to continue this until we actually get clarification on this situation. Don't know if it's happened before. If not, it'll either be a denial or it'll be a grant. I mean, that's pretty much how it'll be based on the information that we get back.
And might we work with the prison to see if, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were speaking. In the interim, perhaps we can work with the prison to see if such an evaluation can be done.
Absolutely, you need that needs to be done for sure. Yeah, that needs to be done, and we'll get some clarification on that. But
we'll put our decision after the last hearing and come back to you.
Yeah, because we might find out in the next 30 minutes to an hour. So we're gonna hold this decision, this final decision, until we get some clarification. Again, you can work with them. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that process. I mean, if they can get it, he said the process has to be initiated. So however long the process, if it takes 30 days, he'll just have to wait 30 days, and then he'll be headed to. And if that's a requirement that we can, that fits us of the board, then yeah, you might have to sit there for another 30 days, then move to Steve Hall, and then move on. If it's not, then it'll be considered a denial for parole. So you can check with them and see.
This incident, $9. The principal.
Yes.
One second.
You put me on pause. We're gonna hold just a second. We're gonna,
I make a motion that we go into executive session to discuss confidential matters related to this case.
I second the motion.
all right, roll call, please.
Brandon Coffey.
Yes.
Parole.
Yes,
Albert.
Yes.
we'll be right back. All right, we're back. Just wanted to, we were just trying to clarify, get this taken care of, since, just a little different, it's life. Something's always a little different. So we did clarify that, I think their Angola is working on the education department, getting a letter, put together stating that he's not, that he can't get his house set. So,
Yes,
according to,
sir. It's gonna be delivered to me here shortly.
okay, thank you. So, yeah, so according to that, we'll, 2 votes to grant, 1 to deny. He is eligible to be granted to Steve Hall Intensive Substance Abuse Program. He'll go for 9 months. And then after that, successful completion, you will be released, with the stipulations as stated. 3 times a week in AA, curfew for 9 P to 6 A, maintain full-time employment.
And follow their recommendations.
Follow their recommendations. You got it? We good? So we got that. Look, we got it all taken care of in just a minute.
Mr. Banks, you were worth it. You were
Everything's
well
good.
worth it.
Everything's good. But hey, look, it's your
Thank
opportunity.
you. I appreciate that too.
Sit on the front row, sit on the front
All
row.
right.
All right.
Thank you, Ward. Thank you,
I
Ward.
appreciate it. No, I
Okay.
will. I will. All right.
Sure.